What was it like going to high school in Greece?
It was great. I was there for about 6 years.
It took you 6 years to get through high school?
It took me, I said 6 years we were there. Is this going to be one of those interviews?
No, Greg Kinnear did not spend 6 years in high school. That's how long he lived in Greece, where his father was a career diplomat.
You know, when you have your prom in Greece, the great thing is you go to the after party, you're at the Acropolis.
Is that right?
That's not so bad.
Greece was also where he caught the acting bug.
I had been interested, done a little acting in high school. I started as a drama major at college at the University of Arizona, and then realized I'm never getting a job as an actor. What am I doing? Oh!
What he did was switch to broadcast journalism. And in 1991, he landed the job of host of a new cable TV show, Talk Soup.
Hey, no! Come on, I'm joking with you.
A roundup of the most outrageous, trashy daytime talk show clips.
I just think I'll go out and sell my body. It wasn't that simple.
No, much more complicated than that.
If you're still here...
The show even attracted the attention of one network news magazine.
Plus, Joan Rivers asks a she-male prostitute about her favorite off-duty attire.
Do you remember when 48 Hours came to do a story on Talk Soup?
I do remember that. I don't believe, none of us could believe that 48 Hours was coming to Talk Soup, so we thought for the week preceding it that we were being punked.
Folks, some very sad news from the prostitution front these days.
You never came off snide or nasty.
Well, I don't think I am snide or nasty.
Affable is more like it.
I'll take affable.
Later with Greg Kinnear.
Later, he became the affable host of a very late-night talk show called Later, and then caught the eye of director Sidney Pollack, who cast him in his first big film role in the remake of Sabrina.
Tell me who you are.
Hello, Sabrina.
At 31, he'd gotten his job as an actor. Then it got as good as it gets. An audition at Jack Nicholson's house.
He asked me afterwards if I wanted to stick around and have some spaghetti and meatballs. So I figured it had gone okay, and either way, I was going to get a nice meal out of it, and a couple of days later, I found out I got the role.
His performance in As Good as It Gets earned Kinnear an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor.
Mommy and Daddy are home. Sorry. It's just fun to mess with.
2 years after you're hosting a late-night show, you're nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah. That was a great thing because I honestly had done just, as you say, a couple of films and really didn't know what I was doing. And knowing, you know, having my work recognized in that way was super cool and kind of gave me the confidence to try and make a gig out of this.
So far, the gig is up to nearly 40 movies. In many of them, he's played real people.
I'm Bob Crane.
There was Bob Crane, the sex-addicted star of Hogan's Heroes, in Autofocus.
Can I get you something? Another drink, an autograph, a nude swim?
And the Emmy-nominated role of JFK in the TV miniseries The Kennedys.
Well, I won't do it. Christ, I'm not going to send in our own planes.
Mr. President, you can't just
I'm your commander-in-chief. That's my decision.
Do you like portraying real people?
I do. Obviously, some people come with more of a worldwide awareness than other people, and there's a little added burden from the I think from the audience to try and get that right.
I can't imagine that with JFK.
No, nobody has any idea of what to expect there.
You had a grandpa named Pop, right?
He died when I was about your age.
The latest real person he's playing is Todd Burpo, a small-town pastor whose young son Colton had a near-death experience and claimed to have seen heaven.
What about the hospital? How do you feel about that? Does that scare you?
No, that's where the angels sang to me.
The angels sang to you?
Yes.
Heaven is for Real, which opened Wednesday, tells the story of the Burpo family and the father's journey from doubt to conviction. It's a movie the entertainment press has labeled faith-based.
How would you classify the movie?
That term faith-based is a little lazy, I think. I would say that it's...
Why is that lazy?
Well, I just feel like it's, you know, well, what does that mean? Obviously, there's plenty of people who don't believe in this story. There's heaven is for real. There's plenty of people that do believe in it. I think there's some people who are not sure.
Heaven is for Real is not the only movie with religious themes out this season. The epic Noah, God's not dead, he's surely alive. The independent God's Not Dead, and Mark Burnett's Son of God are all among this year's top-grossing films.
When I took this film, I honestly, I thought we'd be the only one in the neighborhood. I didn't know that there were going to be a series of other movies in this zone
That are doing really
accepted
well.
it, that are doing very well and that are resonating with audiences. I didn't have any idea.
When he was in the operation, Colton saw Jesus and angels, and
But how?
If he didn't die, how could he see heaven?
I don't know, but he did.
The movie may have a built-in audience. Todd Burpo's book of the same name has been near the top of bestseller lists since it came out in 2010.
The title is not ambiguous.
Right.
So how do you tell that story without it feeling like a church sermon for 2 hours? How do you tell it?
For Kinnear, a family man with a wife and 3 kids, part of that answer was in the father-son connection.
Do you believe Colton's story?
I probably come out somewhere where Todd at the end of the movie says, I believe he saw something. And it, you know, I think that's okay for me. I have 3 young daughters and they have fertile imaginations, but at the same time, some of the most honest observations I've ever received are from my kids. So I think Todd's journey of trying to discern what it was he was hearing at this time was part of what made it interesting for me.
Do your kids like your movies?
They like the ones they can go see.
We met on a golf course where Kinnear, now 50, spends a lot of his free time.
I've played hundreds and hundreds of pro-am golf tournaments, and I think you'll find this an interesting statistic. I've won 0 times.
Here's another interesting statistic. More than 2/3 of Americans believe there's a heaven.
It would be great if there is one. I mean, it would be lousy to think that just like the lights just go out at the end, like the end of The Sopranos.
Do you think they got golf? All right, here we go.
I know you hope that there's golf.
We got to hope for at least a driving range. Give me a municipal course, something. Come on.